Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sakshi and I am an Indian living in Berlin, Germany. In this video, I want to talk about how to find apartments in Germany because I see so many people struggle on this topic a lot, and this is one of the very hot topic that's been discussed around me literally anywhere I go. So I just want to share some of my tips how you could find apartments in Germany and how you can actually have a really smooth experience, because finding a good apartment in Germany, especially in Berlin, is extremely difficult. And if you have watched my previous videos, I have talked about where we are living, the apartment that we are staying in, and all of the things. But just to give you a quick recap, we are staying in Prenzlauer Berg in Berlin, Germany. It's in Circle A, which is the center of the city, and we are paying extremely affordable rent, which is 970 euros. It's a 3 BHK, fully furnished, and what else you can ask in Berlin, right? And I just want to share all the tips, tricks, how we were able to find this apartment, how you can find one for yourself, because I have helped some of my friends as well to find apartment in Berlin, which were really nice actually. So without any further ado, let's get into the video and let me share you some of the tips, tricks, and hacks that you can use to find apartment in Germany. In the description box below, I have shared with you 5 links that you can use to find apartments in Germany. Those links are of eBay, Immobilien Scout, Immobilien Welt, Immobilien, and Wege. Wege, which is the 5th link that you will find in the description box below, it's the link that you can use to find shared rooms. So imagine it's a 4 BHK and you will be sharing one of the room with 3 people already living in the apartment already. And this is basically for students, for singles, people who want to just have a room and a good house. So, those are the 5 links that are there in the description box below. Make sure to check it out and fill in all your details, and you'll be good to go. But here's the thing, only if it was that easy to find apartments in Germany, only it was that easy to just go on a link, put in your information, and you are voila, good to go. No, that's not the case. It's kind of difficult to find apartments in Germany. So I really want to dive into all the details that you should be knowing when you are looking for apartments. Number one, there are really many Facebook groups out there that have built great community of Germany and specifically city wise. So, for example, if you're in Berlin, if you're in Munich, you have city specific Facebook groups as well. Make sure you join those Facebook group, put in your information that you're looking for this apartment. For example, you're looking for 2 BHK, you are a family of 2 and you have a kid, you don't have pet, you don't smoke, things like that, and this is your budget, you're looking for an apartment in this area. Really look for the keywords. So for example, expats in Germany, expats in Berlin, expats in Munich. These are some of the Facebook groups that I am in. I'm not in Munich one, but I'm in the Berlin ones. So whenever I see some of the information that is being just floating around here and there, and people ask that you can share this information, I also copy paste that message in some of the groups, and people get apartments really just by looking at that post. So make sure you join those Facebook groups, look for the keywords, and really be very proactive in those groups, because people post when they are renting out or when they are subletting or things like that, whenever any house is available for rent. That was my number one tip. Second way of finding apartment rather than going through websites or Facebook group is being active in WhatsApp groups. There are so many WhatsApp groups. For example, like I'm in a WhatsApp group of playing badminton, right? And these groups not only just talk about badminton stuff, we also talk about if someone wants to rent away their apartment, if someone is doing any sublet or things like that. And again, as I told you in the first point, people tell that please share this information, and people like me, they share information in other groups that they are in because it literally takes 30 seconds. So whenever you're talking to someone one-on-one, just ask them if there is any WhatsApp group that you can be a part of, and don't be afraid or shy, because people are very open, they are very friendly, and they usually add you in all the networks that they are in. Be very proactive in asking. So just like WhatsApp groups, there are Telegram groups. Be very proactive when you're talking to people in one-on-one. Ask them if they can add you in these groups, if they know any group, because people usually add you, and it's just a matter of you going and asking them if they know any groups of such kind, right? And once they add you, you can put in your information again that, hey, I am so and so, and I'm looking for apartment. This is my budget. This is the kind of apartment I'm looking for. If you get any information, please let me know. And people will forward you the details. But it's on you of going and putting your message out there and really being proactive when you're looking for apartments in Germany. Similarly, now that we are talking about going out and asking, you can always reach out to your company as well. So, for example, if you're working in a corporate job, there are many Slack groups on companies' Slack pages, right? And people post their requirement in it as well. So talk to your colleagues, do networking in your office. And if you're doing work from home like we are doing since past 2 years, you can always put the message in Slack groups. People are extremely responsive, they are helpful, and putting these messages in general Slack group messages is always welcomed in Germany, because everyone understands that how difficult it is to find apartment in Germany. So apart from those five links that I've shared in the description box below, you can always join Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups, look for Slack messages, and do networking, do talk to your colleagues, go out there and really communicate that you're looking for an apartment, and be very open to receiving all the good messages. Now let's talk about some of the key things that you should have in place that will fast track your process of finding apartment in Germany. Number one, before you actually start looking for your apartment, really list down all the things that you need. So, for example, how many rooms you need. You need 2 BHK, 3 BHK, you need furnished, non furnished, you need with balcony or without balcony. You want to have any kita nearby if you have children. Do you want public transport nearby with trams, U-Bahn, S-Bahn, something like that, that will help you reach your destination faster if you don't have any vehicle, things like that. Really list down everything that you need, so that when you're applying for apartment or when you're talking to someone, you know exactly what you need, and it will like fast track your process even more. Also, when you are listing down all your apartment specific needs, really think of if you're open to stay a little bit outside of the central, or you want to stay in the center, because center is comparatively expensive as compared to say circle B, right? Because let's say for example, we are living in center A, we are living in Prenzlauer Berg, right? And this is the center of the city. But if this is circle A, and if we go to circle B, the rent will become more cheaper, but it is then circle B. It's not the center of the city. So really think of what type of apartment you want, the location you want, and what's the vibe that you're looking for. So once you see the apartment of your wish on any website or any groups or wherever it is, respond to it with a letter. And in the letter, here are some things that you should add in order to stand out. Number one, it's really important that you add your picture. If you're married, add a picture with your husband. If you have kids, add a picture of your entire family, you, your husband, and your kids. It increases the chances of you being noticed if you add a picture on the letter that you're responding with. Number two, if you know German, try to add some statements in German, or if you don't know German, try to add a statement like, I am learning German, so it will be easier for us to communicate in future. And when you're adding statement like these, also make it more personalized and show empathy to the landlord by really communicating that you will be taking care of the apartment, you don't smoke, you are without any pets if you don't have any pets, or if you party, or if you party less, things like that. These information really makes you stand out from the crowd, because when you go for the viewing you will see that there are many people out there, right? And you want to make sure that your application stands out, and this is one of the way that you can make your application stand out, by really adding pictures of you and making it personalized to the apartment and showing empathy towards the landlord and the house. Tip number 4, as I've already talked about, that there are many people during the viewing, so you want to stand out even in the viewing itself. So some of the tips that you can use to stand out during the viewing itself is that, number 1, dress up nicely, be on time, because Germans really appreciate punctuality. We all know that. Take all of your documents with you that they have mentioned in the viewing listing. For example, your proof of residency, your visa, your passport, things like that. And talk in German if you know German, because it will make you again stand out. Because when you're going for viewing, there are mostly expats, right? And they don't know German. And if you know German and if you talk to them in German, it will just make you stand out from the crowd. And even if you're just speaking a couple of words, if you're trying to express that you're learning German and you'll be able to communicate more easily in future, it will definitely make you stand out. So really think of what everyone is doing and what you can do differently to make yourself stand out from the crowd. Tip number 5, if you are talking to someone on eBay, one of the link that I've mentioned in the description box below is of eBay, where people post the listing of their house as well. So if you're talking to someone on eBay, once you start the conversation, try to make it more personal, try to get to know that person and make yourself familiar to that person as well. Imagine that person is talking to a lot of people, right? Why should that person choose you? Why should that person talk to you? Why should that person give you his house, right? You want to make it more personal. You want to make that person get familiar with you, what type of person you are, and you will really take care of their house. Express what kind of person you are and why that person should choose you in a more subtle and friendly manner. Don't get passive aggressive just to get the house, or yeah, whatever. But the idea is get more personal once you build up a little bit of chat with that person that you're talking to on eBay. Tip number 6, now that we are talking about having good open conversations, really have clear conversation about what is the warm rent, what is the cold rent, and what are all the utilities that are included in the rent that is being mentioned on the listing. So for example, is the maintenance included, is the electricity or internet included, things like that. Really get into the details of what are the things that are included already in the rent and what are the things that you will need to pay for later on. So there are 3 departments that you need to sort your rent altogether, which is the cold rent, warm rent, and utilities. Tip number 7 is, when you go for listing, they will usually tell you that they will ask for the last and the first month deposit in advance. So you will be basically paying 3 months of rent way in advance, even before you get the apartment. But if you talk to them openly and if you tell them that you need some uh, like spread over the months, they will do that for you. But it's on you that you need to go and ask to the landlord once they reach out to you that, hey, you have got the apartment. And what usually happens is they spread these 3 months of rent over the 3 months, and you can pay it slowly, including the rent of the month. And just by doing that, it's not a burden on you anymore, and you're paying all the money that they have asked way in advance. It was already communicated, and things will go very smoothly. Another point that I want to add is that usually people get very confused with 2 BHK and 3 BHK. So, if you're someone like me and you're from India, you know that 3 BHK in India means 3 bedrooms plus one hall plus one kitchen, right? But here it's not the case. Here, 3 BHK means 2 bedroom, one hall, and one kitchen. It's not 3 bedroom. So this is one of the points people usually get confused in while looking for apartments, and I just thought I should mention it. Okay, point number 9 is that once you get the apartment or once you're doing the viewing as well, actually, once you get the apartment, try to click pictures of the broken things in the house. Click pictures of all the broken things in the house and send it to the landlord way before. Because what it happens is that, for example, you have stayed in the house for 2 years and now you're leaving the house, the landlord might cut the deposits from your security saying that you have broken these things. But if you click pictures of all the broken things and you send it way in advance to the landlord on an email, it will be documented and you will save yourself a lot of bugs once you leave the house. Tip number 10 is read the contract really, really carefully, and because you will be signing it, right? And Germans are very serious about the contracts and paperwork, as we already know. So if the contract is in German, maybe ask a friend for a help or hire a translator, because anyway it will save you a lot of time and a lot of money in future if god forbids anything goes wrong. Make sure you know every single word that has been written in contract and that you're signing to. It should be of your consent, because sometimes there are words or statements that are not spoken very transparently and that might lead to a problem in future, and you want to avoid that scenario. So make sure you take a German friend or a translator with you to sign the contract, or you take your full time to read the contract by using the online translator and then only sign it. Tip number 11 that I want to share with you, which is probably the most important point of this entire video. And if you're going to walk away with one point, this is the one. Beware of scammers. There are tons and tons of scammers out there who are there just to rob your money, right? And you want to really protect yourself from these kind of people. They will share all the listings with you, they will share the picture of the house with you, they will make it look so real. They will tell you that you can sign the contract, they will send you the contract, they will send you the keys, you can view the apartment after sending the money. Like, they will do everything to get money from you, anything and everything. But really, how you can protect yourself from these scammers is that do not transfer any money before actually viewing the apartment. No matter if they say that you can view the apartment after getting the keys. After sending the money, you'll get the keys in the courier and then you can go and view. No, it doesn't work like that. You can always view the house before actually sending the money. So make sure you view the house before and then only send the money. It is like stamp it. It's very important to protect yourself from scammers, because there are a lot of cases that I've heard already with my friends in the Facebook groups that I'm in the WhatsApp and Telegram groups that I'm in, and it happens all the time in Germany, especially in Berlin, because I'm very active in Berlin groups. And yeah, that's the only way that you can protect yourself from these scammers. And my final point, which is the 12th point, is that once you get the apartment, you can definitely get the liability insurance. It's really cheap. It's between 5 to 10 euros, depend on the company that you're choosing to get the liability insurance from, 5 to 10 euros per month. So these are the tips and tricks that I have for you if you are going for apartment viewing, and if you're finding an apartment in Germany, I am very sure if you follow these tips, you will be definitely getting the apartment of your wish in Germany in a very smooth way. Just be very proactive in groups that I've mentioned. Look for keywords when you are searching for groups on Facebook. So, for example, expats in Germany or Indians in Germany, things like that. And if you are viewing the apartments on the website links that I've shared, make sure that you follow all the points that I have talked about while responding to letter or while going to the viewing, things like that, and you'll be on your way. If you have any specific questions to finding apartment in Germany, you can always drop in my comment section or send a message to me on Instagram. I always reply to all the comments and I will try to help you with as much information as I have. So these are the tips I have for you to find the apartment in Germany. I really hope you found this video helpful, and if you found this video helpful, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, because I upload every single Sunday and I talk all things lifestyle in Germany and traveling in Europe. I will see you on next Sunday very soon, and take care. Have a great day and a great week. Bye, everyone.